This is it, folks. It's the big boy. It's a Christmas special. Who doesn't love this type of year? I mean, it's wonderful. Alex, Merry Christmas. Listeners, Merry Christmas. What did you want to say, Alex?
I wanted to say Merry Christmas to you too, Adam. You look dashing today. I'm so glad we're doing video so I can see you in that beautiful Christmas suit with your beautiful baby Jesus face. That's
right. And let me tell you, buddy, you should see my tree. Not only is my tree very tall and very big, but you should see, I only have a couple packages underneath it, but you should see the size of those packages. What is under your tree, Alex?
My tree is barren. I like to keep my tree very well trimmed and manicured.
Do you hang stuff from it? Sometimes the branches can droop some if you don't water it well. Can you hang ornaments and heavy things on it, or is it too droopy?
It's perpetually droopy. You know, when you get a little bit older, my age, it's kind of hard to keep your tree up in tip-top shape. So I do what I can, but that thing, regardless of the size, that thing is going to droop and dangle. And that's just, it's an impressive tree. Don't get me wrong. It's an impressive tree. Everybody who's seen my tree is either envious or just happy to see it. But aside from that, it droops. It droops.
I'm starting to think you're talking about your wiener, so I'm going to progress and move forward and start talking about our gamer juices because I'm pretty sure you're starting to use a euphemism here, and I don't want any part of it. The listeners don't want any part of it, and probably your wife doesn't want any part of it. If I had to guess, I don't know. But regardless, my gamer juice this week, it's called Cold Pressed Caramel Apple Cider. So I have already drank some of it, I'll admit. I got a big bottle and I started sucking down maybe a couple days ago. But I left a fair amount for the episode tonight. And let me tell you what. If you take a caramel apple and you shove it in your mouth and then someone curb stomps you and it breaks up all that caramel apple in your mouth, but some of it turns to liquid because they stomped on your head so hard, that's what this tastes like. That's a good thing. It's real good. It's very sweet. It's almost like a dessert in a drink, but there definitely is some apple. There is some caramel in there. It's very good. So that's what I'm sipping on tonight, and I have enough of it that I'm pretty sure it's going to last the whole episode, which most of my drinks don't. So cheers to you, buddy, for the Yolog tradition, sucking down apple cider.
Yeah, so it's odd, for the Gamer Juices this week. Maybe it's a turn of events for us because it's Christmas. We're turning over new leaves, and it's a new era. You've gone the unhealthy route. You're basically drinking candy there, and not only that, you're drinking a family-sized portion of candy. I have gone the health route this time. I have aloe enriched pomegranate and cranberry juice. So now the thing is, I bought this. When I saw it, it just says enrich here on the side. The only part I saw was the E and the N, and I thought that meant energy. And I thought it was an energy drink. Well, guess what? It's not. So I'm probably going to hit the snooze in the middle of this podcast. But we're going to try this out. It's an aloe vera juice drink. So, Adam, when you get a sunburn, when you get a sunburn, you put the aloe vera on your body, have you ever thought, man, this feels so good. I wish I could feel like this inside my body. I think that's what this is going to go for. I'm going to drink the sunscreen version of the juice. And it's got some cranberry and pomegranate. So, as Adam would say, this must be good for my nostrils or something like that.
Hurry up and suck it down so we can start talking about some PSVR, dude.
All right. That's kind of weird because I think it's a bit chunky. It just tastes like a sweet juice. I'm going to drink some more. Talk to me, Adam. What's up?
I've had aloe vera, and yeah, it's like there actually is aloe vera in there. It's really good. I like it. Oh, no?
Why am I chewing this drink?
Because there's actual aloe vera in there, bro. It's like some plant-based material. It's healthy. It's good for you.
They need to put that on the bottle that you are going to have to chew in order to drink this drink.
If you look at the bottom of the bottle, you could see it, you fool.
Look at the bottom of your mom's bottle. Now move on.
Boom. Okay, so we're going to have a new segment from here going forward on the podcast that's called PlayPSVR's Power Play of the Week. And it is somewhat of a tongue twister. And the reason we're doing this is because we've been honored to be officially sponsored by Power A. You've probably seen a lot of their PSVR materials around. So they are now an official sponsor of the podcast. And so they will be presenting that specific segment. And essentially it's just a segment that tells you what is our number one recommended game of the week. And so I guess to begin also, if you haven't heard of PowerA, day one, and this isn't like I'm not a total homer here. Literally, day one, I bought my PSVR. I bought a PowerA charging station, the one where you have the little headset, and then there's a position to put the Move controllers, and then your DualShock that charges them. It still works to this day. And I've had it, what has it now been? Probably over 2 years, Alex? So, I mean, pretty quality product. But think back in the time I got it like Best Buy, maybe it was $40-$50. I don't know, but it stood the test of time. That's my favorite PowerA product that I personally have, and it still works great. How about you, Alex? Do you have anything PowerA?
Yeah, I don't have their charging stand, although I will admit, we got a lot of new people getting the PSVR because of the holiday season. It's finally hitting its stride. So we do wholeheartedly recommend a charging station. USB ports and charging ports are hard to come by on the PlayStation 4. So if you can get you a charging stand, it's really going to help you out so you can charge your controllers and your moves and your other move, and you can rest your headset on somewhere nice and comfortable so you don't drop it, don't set it on the ground or anything like that. Don't let your kids get their grimy hands and fingers on it. Have somewhere to put your headphones and stuff like that. These charging stations are primo. I don't have the PowerA one, so I'm not going to talk about mine too much, but you need to get one. Why not get the PowerA one? It's going to be great. What I have from PowerA is I have the carrying case. Now, I know you're saying, Alex, you don't travel with your PSVR. You don't go anywhere with your PSVR. You have no friends and nobody wants to see you with your PSVR. That is fine. I don't need to travel with my PSVR. What I need to do is I need to put my PSVR up somewhere where my kid can't get to it. I don't want to lug around the PSVR box anytime I move my PSVR headset anywhere. I like putting it in that case because it keeps the cord snug. I can be really, rest assured that nothing's going to get inside my headset and scratch up them lenses that I want to keep so pristine. And also, a lot of people don't realize this. If direct sunlight is hitting your PSVR, you might get some UV damage on your lenses, and that is a no-no when you're trying to play VR. It's a no-no to get UV damage on your lenses, so do not even consider leaving your PSVR out in the sun. Cover that bad boy up. You put a blanket on it, you're probably going to step on it. You put it in the carrying case, you're going to know what's up. That's what I do. That's where I keep my headset. I'm digging it. Adam, are you wearing the latest, most fashionable hat, or are you wearing, that's the PSVR PowerA carrying case? It looks really good on you, Adam. It's a nice fashion choice.
I'm the guy from is it Star Wars?
Sure.
Which one's the black guy? And he's like, yes, Captain. No, that's Star Trek. That's Star Trek, isn't it? I'm that guy. Regardless, check out PowerA. Not only do they have PSVR stuff, I mean, I only play PSVR, but they have other Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation gears, controller, grips, accessories, all that good stuff. So it's Christmas. Go buy something for someone who has PSVR, or heck, treat yourself. Buy something for you. You deserve it, and that's endorsed by Play PSVR. Regardless, Play PSVR's Power Play of the Week, it's got to be Beats Fever. Yes, no, not Beat Saber. And I'm going to do my absolute best to try to limit the Beat Saber comparisons here, and I'm going to save it all for the end. Alex, I think this will be interesting to you. And only thing I can say, it's unfortunate that Beat Fever has come at a time in which has been released close to another game of a similar name that has totally overshadowed it, not only because of just the publicity, but I mean, in a lot of ways, I guess also the gameplay. Publicity is a huge thing. So anyhow, Beats Fever is something, it very much reminds me of Run Dorothy Run. You have two Move controllers that in virtual reality look like mini lightsabers, I guess. They look like the little traffic, in the airports they have the little traffic wands that light up and they tell you, hey, go that way. It looks like that. And you have jewels that are coming toward you, and you essentially have to tap them. So it's not...
Tap them jewels, baby.
Tap them jewels. So you don't slash at them. You don't hit them. You simply hold it there as the jewel comes in contact. So it does one of two things. One, you're not going to sweat like a completely freaking nasty gorilla. Two, it's kind of nice. If you don't want a game where you're going to sweat, if you just want to enjoy some music, that's the way to go. This game, believe it or not, so I'm going to be honest. I watched the YouTube video and I was like, okay. I watched some gameplay and I was like, this is going to be a poor man's Beat Saber. But then I played it and it's different enough to where I wouldn't say that it's a poor man's Beat Saber. Also, it does some things really well. I will say if you look at gameplay, it is much more fun to play than it is to watch. I watched the videos and I was like, it doesn't look like it's going to be that fun. It's much more fun to play. 2, guess how many tracks there are, Alex? So Beat Saber had, 11 that came out? So guess how many Beats Fever has?
I'm going to say 13.
No.
That's my only guess.
Okay, 40. It has 40. 40 effing songs, dog.
That's more songs than Tetris Effect has.
And they're better songs than Tetris Effect has, too. So another thing is, not only do they have 40 tracks for you to play from, there are a range of different songs. So I heard in some of the other games that are musical that they're very one-dimensional. They all sound like techno songs or club songs. But in Beats Fever, they've got chill songs, they've got techno songs. There's one that sounded like it came from the 80s. There's a wide variety of genres in the music tracks, which is, I didn't expect it. Could not believe there were 40, and then with the variety they have, the gameplay, I will say, it's pretty difficult because you are standing there and these jewels are coming at different angles. So whereas like Run Dorothy Run, there were really only 4 or maybe 6 areas that the jewels could come at you. So you could kind of like prepare, where they were coming from. But here in Beats Fever, they're coming from all over, and they have different trajectories. So it's not obvious in the distance to know where it's coming from. They also have a bunch of jewels that are like super close together, so you have to hold your wand and kind of constantly move it to go along with it. I don't know what you call that. But seriously, I was very impressed with this game. I did not think it was going to be that fun or that great of a game, and I was very much mistaken. And what I'm most afraid of is the fact that people are going to see Beat Saber and they're going to be like, that is top of the line. Obviously, it has a higher production value and it has the publicity behind it and the reviews. But seriously, if you like music, if you're an Electronauts fan, if you like Beat Saber, if you're into those type of games, Beats Fever is something you really need to buy. It's priced accordingly, has a ton of tracks. In some ways, it's more difficult. In other ways, it's not. In a lot of the levels, like in Beat Saber, if you don't do well enough, it kills the level and you lose. Beats Fever lets you continue and you just get a really crappy grade. The songs are still good. They're not bad songs. They're still like decent songs. So that's my power play of the week. I was really impressed. And if you've slept on it because you have Borderlands or you already have Beat Saber, please do not do that because I'm just so impressed. I don't have the full review up yet. I just started playing it tonight, actually. I'll probably play it for a couple more days, put the full review on our website. I'm just telling you, don't sleep on Beats Fever, baby. Don't sleep on it.
This is a total role reversal for the podcast. Here we have Adam coming in here. He has been the beacon of positivity on the podcast this week. We have a underappreciated gem in Beats Fever, apparently. And normally Adam would go ham on it. He'd be sitting here trying to ruin the reputation of this game, saying, why are you here? We have Beat Saber already. We have Run Dorothy Run, my potential game of the year 2018. But
that goes to Pop-Up Pilgrims, bro. Pop-Up Pilgrims for the win.
But no, it's really, hearing you, and we know how bad you are at reviewing decent games, hearing you endorse this game really has me interested in it almost more than I am Beat Saber. I know the quality of Beat Saber. I know what I'm going to get with it. I'm kind of intrigued by Beats Fever now. Now, I will say this. I really wish they would have picked a different name. Naming it Beats Fever really makes it sound like they're trying to scam people out of Beat Saber.
That was not a good choice.
At the very least, they should have called it like Beast Fever or something like that. Just something different. I like the idea of Beast Fever. That's cool. They could have called it, I don't know. I'm not going to think of names. Jewel Fever. I don't even know, man. The game sounds interesting. Are the songs, are they like licensed songs or are they songs made just for the game? Can you tell?
I have a feeling they're made just for the game. I do not recognize any songs, and the thing is, it is a lower quality than Beat Saber, but the thing is, there are multiple different areas that you play in. Again, there are 40 effing songs.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Dude, yeah, it's incredible. And then, I mean, it just has some things that Beat Saber doesn't do as well. So I really think it's a good mix. For you, Alex, I would say you have to buy this. I think you really like it.
How much is it? Tell me that, man.
Let me double check here, but I'm pretty sure it's $20. But let me double check.
That's not a bad price because Beat Saber is like what, $30? Which
and again, like 11 to 13 songs. Like it's $19.99.
So that's a little bit higher than I'd be willing to pay for an experimental game like this. You telling me to buy it makes me want to drop the $20 on it. If it hits $10, it sounds like a sure thing for me to throw money at. Maybe $15 if I'm feeling lonely and feeling musical. But yeah, I'm happy you enjoy it. You're not that musical of a dude, so it makes me think that I'd probably really enjoy it. I also need to really enjoy Beat Saber, so I'm not sure.
I mean, the one thing I will admit, the thing I didn't realize until I played this game, because I started playing it, I was surprised and I was like, wow, is this better than Beat Saber? But the thing that Beat Saber has that I think is, unless someone just rips Beat Saber off completely, you don't have the adrenaline of actually moving and like pretending to hit something. That is something that is irreplaceable unless you rip what Beat Saber did off. And it's a lot different holding your wand there, letting something hit. And even though if you have to constantly move it, it's not the same as slashing at something. So that is going to be hard for any musical game to overcome that Beat Saber has done. But so the adrenaline rush isn't there, but I really think in terms of tracks, in terms of difficulty, in terms of the fact they have varying gameplay and visuals, that is better than Beat Saber. It does a lot of things better than Beat Saber. It just doesn't have that one like it factor that Beat Saber has, and the fact that you're destroying blocks.
Yeah, so it sounds like you really just had a good time waving your wand around in your hand and playing with your jewels. So it might be a fun time regardless. But, if we get any more of these music games coming out, Adam, we might have to do another podcast, another Sweet 16 for music games. Are you down for that if it happens? I think we need like 2 or 3 more to fill out the bracket.
I'm pretty sure there aren't that many, dude. We got Electronauts. We got Run, Dorothy, Run.
Harmonix Music, Beat Saber, Beats Fever. What was that one? Happy Drummer. There was the Extreme Drummer or something like that. And then there was that Chinese beat game that you played that had 5 songs that were really
audio beats.
Yeah, dude. So we are almost there. We could do a Sweet 18. It'd be a short podcast. I don't mind. But moving on.
Okay, so I've talked enough about that game. Seriously, guys, don't sleep on it. Alex, what have you been playing this week?
Well, speaking of Sweet 16, we talked about the wave shooters last week, and I felt bad because I gave a game that I thought might have deserved more justice. I didn't give it its proper due because I hadn't played it. So to correct that, I played that game. The game I'm talking about is Raw Data. Now, I played Raw Data. I've had it for a little while. It's made by Servios. We love Servios. And so I really needed to give this its just desserts. It's a wave shooter. I'm not gonna mince words. It has a story behind it. It has different levels. You move throughout those levels. It has a variety of gameplay mechanics. You play as an archer. You can play as a dual wielding pistolier, which is pretty fun. You can play as a guy who uses a shotgun, and you can use your 2 move controllers, and you got to rack the shotgun in order to reload and fire bullets. That's really cool. And then you play as a ninja who can slash enemies with a sword. This is another one of the cases of Servios trying to do something and experiment with locomotion and different types of weapons, and they completely nail it. Everything feels really nice and fluid. The one thing that kind of I don't like about the game is the enemies are robots. So, of course, you're not going to get that nice impact when you shoot the enemies because the bullets will just fly off of them or they'll fly through them, and the robots aren't going to react. The downside is missing that tactile feedback. It really diminishes the game to a degree. There were many times I had this big heavy shotgun in my hand and I'd shoot it at the enemies, and I wouldn't see much response when all of the bullets hit the enemies. The gun didn't seem like it was really firing too much. I don't know if maybe the vibration is almost dead in my move controllers or something like that. And for a game that's a wave shooter, I feel like you really need to sell the shooting of the guns. You need to sell the feeling of the guns and the landing of the bullets and things like that. So that's disappointing. What's nice is the production values of this game. This game has the looks and the feel and, the push behind it of like a AAA title. It's not fully fledged AAA, so I'm not going to give the full AAA status like I would a game like, say, Borderlands or Astrobot. But it's got a lot of polish behind it. The environments are very pretty. There's hidden things in the levels you got to find. There's audio logs to listen to. There's a lot of background to pick up on. And, the programming of the game works really well. Something that's kind of weird, I'm playing on the Pro, and so I don't know if it's in Pro Enhanced or not, but some of the animations have like almost choppy frame rate. I close my hand and it seems like it skips a couple frames when it's trying to do the finger animations and stuff like that. Now, the enemies look fine, and the enemies are kind of scary. You get some robots that are like sawed in half, crawling on the ground in the dark. That's proper thrilling and proper scary. But yeah, it's kind of distracting a bit sometimes when the animation chops up like that. It might have just been something that was happening on my first time playing. Maybe it's trying to load some data. I don't know exactly what's going on. But regardless, it's a really good wave shooter. It's got a lot of levels. It's got a decent amount of difficulty. You got upgradable weapons. It's almost, with the 4 different characters, and I think there might be a 5th hidden. I don't want to assume that because I haven't gotten that far in the game. With the 4 different characters, the playstyles are so varied that it's almost like 4 different games. I hate to say it. You know what? We'll say it's one game with the different characters, even though it's the same levels. We'll say it's about 2 games worth of content. It's well worth its money from what I can see. There's a lot of hidden things. If you like wave shooters, it's one of the best ones. I still don't think it supplants Space Pirate Trainer as the best wave shooter on the PSVR, or Blasters of the Universe if you're on Team Adam in that regard. But it is a very quality game. I think maybe it's a bit too expensive for some people's taste, but if you like Servios and you want to play around with some really fun combat mechanics and really put those move controllers to good use, it's a game you're going to want to try out, especially if you get it on sale, something like under $20. I think it would be a good deal. Adam, are you interested in playing any wave shooters at all?
No. But what I will say is that I give Servios a pass here because that's one of the earliest PSVR games when they were still developing. They didn't know what type of games could be possible. So like early on in the PSVR's life, I think a wave shooter is perfectly fine. There probably hadn't been a wave shooter, or at most 1. But now that there's already like 20 out there, you're not being original and you're being sucky by producing another one. Have a creative idea, or if you're going to do a wave shooter, have a way to make it special, not something that's just going to be another wave shooter in the freaking waves of the ocean. So I'm kind of realizing, Alex, we haven't talked a whole lot about Christmas, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that, I guess, next segment. But the one thing, I thought I was going to get a big old lump of coal here when I started 100-foot robot golf. But let me tell you what, Alex. Okay, you have about as much idea of what that game is about as I did when I first started playing it. So how about you tell me what you think 100-foot robot golf is, what it's about, anything. Like, what were your thoughts, or what are your thoughts right now?
Just for clarity's sake, I think you told me a little bit of what the game was like, and I've seen some trailers of it, so I have a little bit of an idea. But the image in my mind that I have is a robot running through a city, like destroying something or fighting something. I don't recall much golf taking place in the trailer. So in my mind, I think maybe it's got a rudimentary putt-putt golf type mechanic, and then you might fight other robots, which sounds really entertaining to me, although I've heard bad things about it in terms of how things are pulled off. How close am I there, Adam?
See, that's the thing. You're not close at all. You're right.
Wow.
The trailer does look like that. The game is all golf. It is all golf. You can't attack other robots. You can destroy buildings, but there's almost no reason to. The only reason you would destroy a building is if you hit the ball and you could get to it, like the ball was going towards a building, and you could get to it and crash the building down before the ball hits it, because obviously it hits the building, it's not going to continue towards the hole. So that's the only, unless you just want to hit buildings and have fun, but there's not anything necessarily fun about that. So that's the first thing. It's almost all golf, which blew, I was like, what the F? So this is one of the weirdest games I've ever played on the PSVR. I would actually say it probably is the weirdest game I've played. So it has this golf mechanic. and it golfs very weird in the first place. To go through the single-player campaign, you have to switch back and forth from using the TV and using VR mode because only certain of the levels can be in VR, like the majority of them. But there were 2 instances in which it required me to go into TV mode to continue, which is weird. And then it's like what's that? Zone of the Enders? Is that what you call anime? Or what do you call that? Like it has like a plot and it's in cartoons or anime or whatever it's called.
Yeah, anime cutscene, yeah.
There it is. It has tons of anime cutscenes. So there's a plot to it. It's a horrible plot. And the voice acting is atrocious. Some of the worst I've ever seen in my life. And the plot is so weird that it like gives you the willies. You're like, what the F is – it's like it's in a different language, but it's not. Like, you're just like, what is going on? And it's a humorous game, and it was just so weird that I found it funny. Like there was one – so all these robots have characters in them that play a role in this plot. And my favorite one is they shoved 5 dogs in a robot. And literally the entire game, every time you play as that robot, everybody, the whole thing is just like, good dog. Oh, it's a good dog. Oh, that's a good dog. Oh, good dog. No, good shot, good dog. And it was like, how one of the jokes was, so it was like, knowing that there are 5 dogs in this robot and they're golfing, how good of a golfer do you think this is going to be? And the person was like, well, there's 1 good dog, but there's 5 dogs. So I would say they're a good dog golfer. Like it just, the joke persisted throughout the entire state. Like I just, without spending a crazy amount of time on it, I can't go into extreme details. It's just so weird, but it's funny. I just don't know what to say. So there's that single-player campaign, which is just, it's weird. There is a multiplayer where you can play against people, but it's only in TV mode. WTF, mate. Come on. That's dirty, whore. Then you got a fair amount of robots in there. Anyhow, so it's just a really weird game. But here's the thing, Alex. You mentioned it when I think I told you, like, wow, it's a lot better than I thought. And I think Richard Schaefer, Shafe Dog, he even made it on Twitter. He's like, oh, do you miss your $1.99 yet? Because I spent $2 on the game. I think I found my Stunt Kite Masters VR. Like,
those are big words, Adam. Those are big words.
Dude, the game isn't as bad as people are saying it is. And there's a lot of content in it, believe it or not. It's pretty funny. For $2, well worth it. It's one of the earlier games. It's weird. It's funny. I don't know. I dig it. I dig it. I like it. It was $2 well spent. I think you should get it. $2. $2. No, it's not anything what the trailer seems. No, it's not kind of what you would imagine a good game could be like in it. But it's really weird. It's pretty funny. If you like golf, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's just, it's a unique experience. So weirdest game on PSVR for me, but like I said, well worth $2.
See, this is one of my favorite things about video games, and I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate it. It's that you have these games that are really weird. They go under the radar. Then they get dirt cheap, and you didn't ever think about them because they didn't get great reviews, and now they're dirt cheap, and you try them out, and they're just so weird that they're unique and they're charming, and you can't get past like how enjoyable it is because, you know, put in context, it's not as good as Skyrim VR or something like that. But take it out of that context and evaluate it on its own, especially for $2, and yeah, you can really enjoy what you're going for. I think that we need to maybe start exploring some of the backlog. We got some of these older games that are going on sale. I mean, we talk about the sales every week almost, and we talk about these games we want to try. I think it would behoove us and maybe all PSVR players to look at some of the older games that kind of got overshadowed. You know, people were clamoring for big titles. You know, we got big titles now. Now maybe take it back a little bit. Look at some of the little guys that we overlooked, that we yelled at and stomped back in the day. the Stunt Kite Masters, the 100-foot robot golf. I'm happy for you, Adam. If you can't see it, I'm glowing over here. I'm so glad you can understand how I feel about Stunt Kite Masters VR. And I'll probably play your robot golf game, and I'll probably hate the crap out of it, and I'll probably be mad at you for it. But I'm happy that you have something that is half as good as Stunt Kite Masters VR is. So congratulations, Adam. Congratulations, 100-foot robot golf. You guys did it. You really pulled it off.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Robot golf actually has something. Stunt Kite Master sucks. It's boring as balls. Robot golf, there's like a goal. You can better yourself. I'm not even getting to it. Seriously, if you're a listener, dude, pull the trigger. $2 Come on. $2. Like, it is. I played it for, I bet, at least 5 hours. No. 4 hours. So I played for 4 hours to beat the single-player campaign, and I still haven't played with all the robots. Still haven't touched multiplayer because F the TV. I want my headset on. And I'm going to play it again. There's no doubt. Here's the thing. So because I bought it, I don't know if I'm going to review it just because it depends on how busy we are. If I have some time, I may write a review for it. What would I give it? Alex, what would you give? Well, you actually reviewed Stunt Kite Master.
I didn't. So, I did not.
You didn't?
I did not.
Okay. What would you give Stunt Kite Master?
Personally, I'd give Stunt Kite Masters like 7.5 or 8. But if I were to really review it maybe I did review it, I'd probably give it like a 6 or 6.5. A general audience score, I'd give it about a 6.5. I still think it's a really good game, and I think there's quality to it. Again, it's weird reviewing a game like this. If it had come out and it was $20 when it came out, how are you going to review that game? But now you review it when it's $2. How are you going to say no to it? I mean, I've played games that are bad that are $2. If Heavy Fire Red Shadow was $2, I still would have thought it was a waste of money. So just because a game is cheap doesn't mean it has to be enjoyable or worth the money. But it's still hard to evaluate, yeah.
And how about to bring in the next segment, I'll go ahead and you can say anything else you want. To bring in the next segment, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to rate 100-foot robot golf and what games I would rather play robot golf over, which I think when I'm going to go back and review some of the games, I think you'll be surprised in what games I would rather not play than robot golf.
I think you know what? Honestly, I think that's a very interesting and fair way of evaluating these old games. It's hard to give them a score when looking in hindsight and looking at these new price tags. But I think it's fair to say, would I rather play this than that? That's very astute of you, Adam. You're becoming more intelligent by the day. I like to think it's because you talk to me more and more often. But having said that, we're going to close out this segment. After the break, we're going to bring you our dubious game awards for 2018. This isn't like end of the year stuff. This is the games that we want to give special attention to for various reasons for 2018. So stick with us, listen to just a little bit of music, and we will see you after the break. Do you hear that sound? I think that's Santa. Like... I think that's Santa on our roof, Adam. I think he's walking on the roof. He's coming down the chimney. And what does he have in his bag? He has PSVR game awards for us to distribute to the listeners, Adam. But before we get there, we want to crack open one little present that you teased us with. On Christmas Eve, I like to open a present before the real deal starts the next day. So this is a little Christmas Eve gift for everybody. Adam, how about you tell me what you teased us with before with your robot golf games, the games that you think you would rather play robot golf more than?
Crack kills, baby. Never remember that, or always remember that. And so I would give 100-foot robot golf a solid 7. And here's the thing. I've already talked about it. So now I'm going to go through our website of the recent games, and at some point I'll stop. And I'm going to tell you whether I would play that game or robot golf. Red Matter. Robot golf has more replay value, so I'd rather play it. Guns and Stories. Robot golf wins. Space Pirate Trainer. I didn't play, so I don't know. Boxing Apocalypse. I would golf for days before I even touch that game again. Affected the Manor. Have robot golf. In Death wins. In Death wins that one. Tetris Effect, it's closer than you think, but okay, Tetris Effect. Didn't play Star Bear Taxi. Paper Dolls, give me Robot Golf. Didn't play Transpose. So that's our first page. Mind Labyrinth, didn't play. Never Out, definitely give me Robot Golf. Home Sweet Home, it's a better game. Heavy Fire, definitely give me Robot Golf. Drone Striker, didn't play it, but I saw Alex play it. Give me Robot Golf. Evasion. That one's about 50-50. Neon Wall, give me Robot Golf. Dark Eclipse.
Okay. You like all the games. You like Robot Golf more than all the games you didn't play is what it sounds like.
No, because I played Dark Eclipse, and now what? Dark Eclipse wins. Didn't play Creed. Unearthing Mars 2. I like the game, but give me some Robot Golf. Trickster VR, give me Robot Golf. Blind, please give me Robot Golf. Apex Construct's better. Zone of the Enders is better. Operation Warcade, give me Robot Golf. Didn't play Battlelone. Torn, give me Robot Golf. Electronauts, didn't play. Windless,
Are you done?
Play.
Are you done yet? We get it.
Detached, give me Robot Golf.
That is a farce. Okay, you are getting a lump of coal is what you're doing.
That gives you a little idea of where I put Robot Golf. All I'm saying, guys, is for $2, please, I mean, come on.
Adam, I'm starting to think that you've turned full on huckster this episode, man. You are shilling for us, man. You're trying to push things on us. Why don't you just give us honest opinions, man? I don't care if it's $2. You're not going to make me buy this game right now, man. I'm trying to record a podcast with you. I'm not trying to play some robot golf, not even real robot golf, not even really fighting. Adam, we got wars to talk about. We don't have robots to talk about.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to contact the developers. I'm going to see if I can get some codes, and then I'm going to distribute them like I'm saying, oh, on your balls. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be awesome, and then people are going to be like, oh, Adam, I wish I had played this rather than Stunt Kite Master because it is so good. You're going to lose your little jingle balls off on them. Back to some Christmas or whatever you want to call this, Alex. Let's talk about our dubious game awards.
Yeah, so just these are special awards, these special categories that we came up with that kind of highlight some games in special situations. These aren't the best games. These aren't our favorite games. These aren't the worst games. They just, we like to honor them to some degree. So I'll kick us off right off the bat. We try to keep these things Christmas theme. We're not that creative, so we can't do it every time. First one I'm going to mention, though, this is the You're Going to Be a Christmas Fairy Award. So anybody who's seen the trailer for Deracine, that's the line they drop on you right from the get-go. You're going to be a fairy. This is the award that I'm dropping on a game that made me feel most emasculated. If you see the video when we're recording this podcast, you can see I'm a big, ripped, buff, manly man. Anybody who listens, they hear my voice, they're thinking, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but with like the face of Brad Pitt, like that kind of masculinity. And so it takes a lot for a game to knock me down a peg and take that masculinity and throw it in the trash. And let me tell you, there was one game out here this year, one game that took all of my manhood and stuffed it right in the garbage, and that game is Creed. Creed, I was on top of the world, man. I was knocking people out. I had these big buff dudes in the ring with me. I was laying them out left and right. I was playing online PvP with all these nerds, decking them, man. Jab, jab, punch, hooks, uppercuts, knocking them to the floor, spitting in their face when they're on the ground, and then I get ballsy, and I wake up when the champions wake up. When you want to be a champion, you got to wake up before the contenders. I woke up at 4 a.m. to get on some PSVR so I could play with some of the Euro trash that might be staying up late, or some of those crazy Asian kids getting up real early. Try to play some of them in some Creed. And what happened was I met a 12-year-old. I'm going to say he's 12. It sounded even younger. He wiped the floor with me. I am a sissy girl. The kid had to whisper on the microphone because he didn't want his mom to know that he was playing the game. He still dominated me. Speaking of curb stomp, Adam, this kid would have curb stomped me if I was in his bedroom at this time. I shouldn't be in a 12-year-old's bed, first of all, so we're not even going to go there. But this kid destroyed me. I don't even think I knocked him down once. And then he's told me, good game. I haven't played multiplayer since. I can't bring myself to do it. I love Creed. It's fantastic. The fighting is great. Only person I'm going to fight is Adam because I know I'm more of a man than him, but I cannot stand it. If another kid beats me up like that, I might have to quit the PSVR world. I can't exist in that universe. I can't exist in that virtual reality when I'm getting knocked down a peg, being made a fool, being made a little boy. I'm being turned into a Christmas fairy by a 12-year-old. That's my dubious game award, Creed. Thanks a lot, Creed. I love you.
You are a sissy. What can we say? Okay, so mine is the Help Santa Fit Down the Chimney Award, and simply enough, because Santa is a fat F, and he can't get down my chimney to give me some presents. So he needs to lose some weight. How are you going to do that? Play some PSVR. So, Alex, is there really? I was thinking about it. And I kind of feel bad that I wrote this one down because it feels so stupid. Are there what are even the contenders, or is it just easily one game is the winner here?
Knockout League made me sweat a lot. And I know that Creed made me sweat a lot. And I haven't played Beat Saber, but I know Beat Saber makes people sweat. There's some games that they just have a lot of movement. They're going to make you sweat. Boxing Apocalypse made me sweat too. You're moving around a lot, and that's going to make it happen. I'm trying to think of a game where you just get tense and you sweat. Resident Evil made me sweat.
Spark, but Spark, it's a sucky game. I strongly encourage you not to play it, but
You get them husky dudes breathing in your ear when you play Spark. Yeah, that's another game that does it. So
I just love to hear full-grown men grunt in my ear. Yeah. Anyhow, this has got to go for me to Beat Saber. So I played Knockout League, and I just thought, whatever. I wanted to take a break, not because I was tired, but because the game wasn't great. I didn't play Creed. But Beat Saber, after I realized that you had to swing with the freaking might of Thor to achieve any type of reasonably good score, then I sweat like a mofo. And it is just you play 2 songs and you are drenched, and I'm afraid I'm going to ruin my PSVR, and I'm wearing head rags. I'm opening the windows even though it's cold up in here. I'm turning the air conditioner on. Nothing helps. It's just so sweaty. That's the way she is, baby. So if you want to lose some weight, Beat Saber. Listen to that, Santa. I want you to come. I want you to give me 100-foot robot golf in physical form. Get down the chimney, lose some weight.
I think another contender that you didn't mention and maybe might win in this category would be Ranch Planet, just for how fast you have to freaking spin that reel to get the enemies in. If you really want to play that game and try to win, you are going to burn some serious calories in one arm. It is a ridiculously exhausting game for multiple reasons, but yeah, the mechanics are so broken, you're going to die trying to play it. But Beat Saber sounds like a more fun. It sounds like a way that I would actually lose weight, if I needed to. You see me on the screen, I'm very slim and trim. Shout out to our homeboy.
That's hilarious. He must be blind.
Moving on. My next award, it's the only one I could think of a Christmas theme for. It's the Smash Mouth Award for the biggest soul patch. AKA, this is a game that came along and fixed my soul like no other. So there were games that they touched my soul in certain ways. We all talk about how Tetris Effect is soul enriching. It kind of flopped on that front. Pierhead Arcade had a weird effect on me. Kind of made me think about what am I doing with my life and my time. What if I had an impossibly hospitable world where I could play games nonstop with nobody getting in my way, no money getting in my way? That was weird. Didn't patch my soul. The game that fixed me, the game that cured my ailments, and people are probably going to know what I'm going to say, is Transpose, man. So Mind Labyrinth is going for this. Transpose nailed it. When I play Transpose, I'm out of my body, looking at myself, evaluating how I behave. And then when I behave, I'm thinking about how am I going to feel about this later, man? And I gained this sense of humility watching myself learn as I'm playing a game. You record your actions, and then you watch yourself fumbling around in the past, and you just kind of chuckle at how stupid you used to be. So, Transpose, man. It put a patch on my soul. It gave me a soul patch right there on my chin, just like the lead singer of Smash Mouth. So that's my Smash Mouth Soul Patch Award.
All right, so mine is the Rudolph's Anus Award. And the reason I say this, because if Rudolph's nose is shining and glowing, so is his rectum. And so because his rectum is so glowing, my glowing recommendation goes to Just in Time Incorporated. And let me tell you why. It's a game that I feel is one of the most underappreciated on the PSVR. It is so clever. Of course, the graphics, it's like that, what is that, 16-bit? Or Minecraft, or was that 8-bit? Is that 8-bit?
It's like 16-bit, 8-bit. Who knows?
Okay. Well, it's one of those. So, the graphics isn't incredible, but that's the way it was designed. And the scenarios that you are placed in to achieve are so smart and clever. And there's so many little Easter eggs in there. Even up until the very final credits, you could just tell the care that was taken into this game, the thought that went into it. It's absolutely amazing. It's been on sale for a while. And for those of you who haven't gotten it yet, shame on you. You deserve a lump of coal because it's a great game, quite a bit of content, especially now that it's on sale. You should have it. It's one that I would say 90% of PSVR owners should play. And if you're not one of those 90%, well, you just suck, and hopefully you're not listening, because if not, then you need to get out of here.
Yeah, Just in Time Incorporated, man. It's oddly one of those games that's really funny, too. I wasn't expecting it to be funny. It's kind of silly. You know, we got a lot of silly games like Accounting Plus and Job Simulator and stuff like that. But Just in Time Incorporated had some timing elements to it that most video games don't, and I laughed out loud a handful of times. Aside from that, the mechanics are just awesome. I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful anus game, and it's a wonderful glowing nose game. All kudos to them that made the game. Moving on, my next award, this is the Kyrie Mashlight Memorial Mistletoe Award. You know, rest in peace, Kyrie Mashlight. We all miss you. We all love you. This is the award for the character in a PSVR game that I want to cuddle up with the most. So hope my wife isn't listening to this. Don't want her to get jealous. But this award goes to none other than Compa from Mega Dimension Neptunia. You know, I don't like the game. It wasn't a fun game. It was a JRPG game. Adam's sitting here looking disgusted, looking at my waifu on the screen right here. But let me tell you, man, if one thing made me come back to Mega Dimension Neptunia, man, it's because I wanted to spend more time with Compa. You know, have her come into my room, talk to me about the video games I have in my room, say, ooh, look at that game. That game looks rare. Did you go to an anime shop to purchase that game? Yes, Compa, I did, and I appreciate you noticing, Compa. Do you want to hang out here longer? Oh, no, you have to go. You have to go save the world. Well, let me come with you. Let's save the world together. Adam, you know, a lot of these anime girls, you know, they look like little girls. Compa, look right here, man. Look right here. Check out that. All right? Kyrie Mashlight didn't have that. What's your name? Your girl from Final Fantasy Fishing didn't have that. This girl, this is a girl I could snuggle with.
I'm pretty sure that Cindy? Yeah, Cindy Aram. Pretty sure she had boobs, dude.
Okay, you're being really shallow. I was talking about this right here.
The necklace.
That cute little face of hers, man. I could cuddle up with Compa under the mistletoe all night. Listen, I love my wife, best woman in the world, but in virtual reality, it's a different reality, man. Compa, I will see you on the other side. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas.
Well, the creepiest segment of the creepiest 3 minutes of the podcast goes to Alex. Way to go, freaking weirdo. So my next one is the Abominable Snowman Special Delivery in My Mouth Award. So it's whoever dropped the biggest special delivery in my mouth, which, if you know anything about me, special delivery is a humongous turd. And I'm talking about the game. But a special delivery also, I guess in its second meaning, is also intending to mean a gigantic turd. Regardless, I could go blind. I could go torn, because both those games had high expectations that totally sucked. But yet, what is it going to be? Definitely Tetris Effect. Biggest disappointment. Biggest load in my mouth. Like, it wasn't like pure. I'm not going to go into the details of diarrhea and almost diarrhea, but it still had some form, and yet it filled my mouth like a toilet bowl.
Like this aloe juice I'm chewing. Yeah, I get it.
It just, I mean, come the F on. How is it? First of all, what are you people seeing in the game? It's bullcrap. It's still freaking Tetris. Music's not that great. The visuals sometimes are pretty cool. I hate Tetris. It's a waste of $40. I feel like an idiot for buying it. I feel stupid for letting the demo reel me in. But gosh darn it, it's Pharaoh's Code. That song is still so good. Other day, I put it on my MP3 player and swam to it. And as I was swimming in the water, yet it was even cooler than playing it in Tetris Effect because I was in it. And as people's hair and whatever else was in the pool, like this weird white thing. And I'm pretty sure I saw a contact lens, and only God knows what else was in there. Something disgusting I don't even want to know. As those things are brushing by my face, I was just being told repeatedly on how, I don't even remember the effing words. What was it? Something about my vision. Whatever. I suck. Regardless, the song is incredible. I love it. But other than that, the game sucks.
All right. Well, moving on. This is half news, half award. This is our Flush That Yule Log Down the Drain Award for the steamiest pile. And this award doesn't go to a game. However, it goes to the reviews of a game. And that game is Borderlands 2 VR. Now, anybody who's following Borderlands 2 has probably heard this, but I just wanted to comment on this because it's so hilarious. IGN, one of the biggest game reviewing outfits out there, they got in trouble recently for obviously plagiarizing some indie reviewers' game Dead Cells, like almost word for word. It was pretty abhorrent. Now they come out and they review Borderlands 2 for VR and they give it a 3 out of 10. Whatever, man. I know some good games get bad scores, but they docked this game so many points because they said you couldn't strafe and you can't run and you can't jump. And the hilarious thing is, okay, first of all, you can do all that stuff. If you just go into the options menu, you can see that those are all things you can do if you just turn on the options, change the comfort settings. So first of all, what kind of an idiot complains about this stuff before even going into the options menu? That's hilarious. Second of all, the video review put on IGN for this game clearly showed footage of the guy playing the game running, jumping, sprinting, yet the guy reading the review and the video review was complaining about not being able to run, jump, or sprint. How stupid can you be? What's even more hilarious is that Gearbox explicitly refused to let smaller reviewers like us and like our good friend Polish Paul and Gamertag and all these indie guys that are really pushing PSVR out there. They refused to let them review Borderlands 2, and they only gave it to the big outlets like IGN. And here you go. IGN lays a special delivery. They drop a Yule log all over their own site and all over their own credibility. You know what? It serves Gearbox right that they got crapped on by not trusting the real VR gamers and just sourcing it out to some stupid website that nobody can respect anymore. And as if that wasn't enough, you wipe and you wipe and you wipe and you think you got the Yule log all cleaned up. Well, you know what? You go one more time, you got a little bit of smear left on that, and that smear is VR Focus, which also complained about the lack of jumping, the lack of sprinting, the lack of turning off comfort settings. How stupid are you guys? You are a VR website. I don't want to throw guys under the bus. This is so dumb. You're a VR website. You review a game, and you talk about how you can't do things with comfort settings. You can't adjust the comfort settings. Goodness freaking gracious. How dumb are you? Just look in the options. Listen. Now, our homie, the VR Grid, that guy, he joked with me on Twitter because I said that there was only one level on Space Pirate Trainer. He said that there might be a second level if you go into the options menu. Yeah, hilarious. I didn't see in the options that there's a second level. I still don't trust it because I didn't find it. However, I didn't dock Space Pirate Trainer for not having more levels. These guys said that Borderlands was a 3 out of 10. VR Focus didn't say it. IGN's a 3 out of 10 because you can't do that stuff. This is the biggest steaming pile I've heard of in the VR space. It's hilarious. Oh my God. IGN, get your Yule log together, guys. Gearbox, it serves you right. Pay attention next time. You got real reviewers out here who really play VR games. You want support for your games? Then support the people who are supporting your games. That was almost an airing of grievance there, but it's a steamy pile, Adam.
It should be. I couldn't suck the turds out of rectum faster than what they did. I mean, it's just really bad. Like, I don't understand. That is what's aggravating. It's obvious those people hadn't played VR games. And I don't know why they're reviewing this one. I guess when it's a big title they are. But it's just really annoying that, they don't play VR. It's obvious they don't care about VR because if they did, they wouldn't just shove something out that obviously wasn't double-checked. They obviously didn't look at the review video and see if it made sense. They apparently had 2 different people working on it, and there was no communication. It's just, it's really poor, and I think that's a shame because those, as bad as I hate to admit it, the smaller people like us or anyone else, we can only do so much in getting out to the mass public and how great VR is. And yet all those people who are skeptical aren't going to believe us, but they'll believe IGN and some of these other bigger groups who, again, don't care. And so that's probably holding back PSVR and growing as much. And you would think if it's a Sony game, they would want people on board, and yet they just keep boning themselves. So on one hand, I'm like, it serves you right, but on another hand, one, I don't think it hurt too bad. Everyone who's interested in the game that I know of has bought it. So that didn't do anything to Borderlands credibility, maybe IGN's, but not Borderlands. And then, I don't know, man. But yeah, you're right. It sucks. It sucks pretty hard. I can't believe, like, if that's your job, dude, first of all, your job is to play video games.
Yeah.
And second, you do that bad of a job at it? Are you kidding me? Like, it's a shame. Like, what the F? Seriously, that reviewer should be fired. I'm not joking. 100%, if I were over that, I'd be like, you obviously don't know what you're doing. You don't care. You did that crappy of a job. Who knows what else he's butchered if he missed something that obvious. He should get fired. That would be I would fire him.
Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to Gamertag VR. He was really holding the IGN editor's feet to the fire, really making him work and explain himself and apologize on Twitter. It was kind of hilarious to see. The editor over at IGN is just such an imbecile, it seems. You know, you can't really check all the options. You're going to dock a game for clearly obvious options, a VR game especially, nonetheless. It's absolutely ridiculous. Another thing I want to mention about it, don't want to go too long on it, but when this happened with the small game Dead Cells and somebody plagiarized it, this was front page news on the Reddit games media. Everybody talking about it. Then this happens for Borderlands 2 VR. Nobody's talking about it. Somebody finally brought it up, and people were like, well, if you don't have it in the options, it's kind of the developer's fault. No, it's not the developer's fault. It's like saying that a game is too hard and you just refuse to put it on easy mode because you're too stubborn. You have too much pride. It's just stupid. It's a stupid excuse. And the damage that I think it did was there's people who might be on the fence about VR, and they were looking at Borderlands 2 VR thinking, maybe I'll jump in now. And then they maybe saw that review before it got taken down and decided, okay, 3 out of 10, that's not so great. I'm not interested in it. It's not all publicity is good publicity, especially with the burgeoning tech like VR. So it just sucks. One of the highest profile releases of the year gets crapped on by the highest profile reviewers. And it's just Gearbox deserves it for what they're doing, not passing out the codes or at least helping us out in any regard. They don't even communicate well. Anyways, moving on. Our last, I want to do one more award, Adam. I don't know if you got it in you. This is the Stocking Stuffer Award for the cheap treat of the PSVR. I think we know what Adam's game is going to be. What can I predict what your game's going to be, Adam? Have you been talking about it all episode? 100-foot robot golf.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So
All
good,
right.
dude.
Yeah.
$2.
$2. Yeah. It's a steal.
Dude, here's the thing. You told me Stunt Kite Master, and I was like, okay, I fell through your stupid trap. But that was $5. Afterwards, I was like, I know $5 isn't a lot of money, but it's not a small amount of money. Like, I could do something with $5. You can't do jack butt with $2. So if you buy it and it sucks and you never play it again, $2, big deal. Look in your couch. You'll find $2 worth of change. Trust me. So that is why it's such a good bargain, and it's good. You're right. So that's my cheap game.
Can you guess what mine is, Adam?
I really hope it's not Stunt Kite Master.
It isn't, Adam. Listen, I love Stunt Kite Masters. I don't think it's a cheap treat for everybody. It's a very special, sophisticated person enjoys Stunt Kite Masters VR. My cheap treat of 2018, it was a surprise for me, It's a game that I unwrapped and I didn't expect to like, and I found myself playing it off and on over and over again, and that is Star Bear Taxi, all right? The game was really frustrating right out of the gate, and anytime I'm downloading something, I see this sitting on my crossbar on the PlayStation 4, and I think, you know what? Let's just go at it for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's just play a couple rounds of some Star Bear Taxi. I might get tired of it after 5 or 10 minutes, but it's so charming and it's so slick. I want to keep going for it, watching these bears dance, listen to the music, and just kind of enjoy the gameplay a little bit. It's a cheap treat. That's what I'm saying. It's not great, but it's a nice little treat. $5. It's going to be on sale for sure soon, and it's going to be $3 or $2, maybe 99 cents one day. And that's a good deal. It's about the price of a mobile game, and I honestly think $5 is very fair for it. If you get an hour's worth of fun out of it, that's more than enough. But I think that about does it for our dubious awards of 2018. Adam, do you have any other glories that you want to drop upon our listeners?
Well, I do got a freaking effing bomb. And maybe I'm going to end with this, and then just found out. Live news. Star Child has been canceled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they just dropped it. If you had a pre-order, they just gave you your money back. The developers, the publishers notified PlayStation that It's not. The game's been canceled. They've already taken the pre-order page down, so it's gone. One of the most anticipated PSVR titles for 2019. I don't know how it went that far into production and development and is now canceled. Like, they had demos out. Like, dude, F me, man. I was looking forward to it. It looked like it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, it looked like a VR version of something like Super Metroid, and it was a 2D game. Astrobot showed us that a 3D platformer can be excellent in VR. I was hoping for this game to show us that a 2D platformer could also be excellent in VR. I had high hopes for it, and wow, that's depressing. Way to end this segment on a downer, Adam. God, that sucks. Dude, man, that really sucks. I was hyped for this game.
Dude, what do you think? What causes that?
I don't know, man. I mean,
is it like political stuff within the developing team, you think?
I don't know. Maybe people just left. It can't be that they weren't expecting enough money off of it, because the game, PSVR is hitting its stride. We're getting a lot of good publicity for games that aren't like first-person immersive experiences. So the time is ripe for this. Maybe they are putting this game on another console or something like that, but I thought Sony was helping to develop or publish this game, so I'm really confused. I'm very disappointed, and what even makes me more scared is that some of these other games that we get excited for, like Gollum, that we saw once and we haven't seen since, I'm kind of worried about them. But we're getting awesome stuff, big surprises left and right with games that come out each week. I know I rail on the fact that we never know what's coming out each week, and then we find out, and then we play it, and oh wow, hey, look, it's another really good game for PSVR. So I don't have too many tears for Star Child. We always had the demo we can play and just bask in the glory that we had there, the promise that it once showed. But I have no idea why this could be taken down. Hopefully we find out sooner or later. But dagger in my heart, Adam. Thanks for that. Oof.
I know. On that, we need to take a break, suck down some eggnog, and get a little tipsy. We'll come back. Hopefully we'll be a little happier. We got some news to discuss. We've got some shout-outs. We've got some grievances. And then we'll find something else to talk about. Don't worry. So we'll catch you in segment 3. Until then, peace out, dogs.
All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed listening to the games that we honored for 2018, the Christmas special. Now it is time to talk about a little bit of news. Adam, I know you love talking about news. You love hearing about new things happening in the world of PSVR. Adam, I just want to let you know that we're going to start the year off right. January 18th is the release date for Ace Combat 7. Now, Ace Combat 7 is a flat game primarily, but it has some VR content. I'm hearing anywhere from like 3 to 10 hours worth of VR content. It's not the full game, but if you are, a top gunner like I am, then that might be enough to warrant the $50 or $60 price tag. Seems kind of hefty. Also, if you pre-order it, you get a PlayStation 4 port of Ace Combat 5: The Unsung War, which is I absolutely loved this game on the PS2. I would love to have an excuse to play it again. I know it's not going to be in VR. My goodness, I would never leave my headset if it was in VR. I love Ace Combat. It's awesome arcade-style airplane fighting action, and it's got super melodramatic story that just hooks me. Adam, are you gonna? It's another game full price. Are you gonna pay full price for this game?
Absolutely not. Not anywhere close. I have been burned so hard by Tetris Effect, by Zero Hour. No way. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. So I'm not interested in it. I'm not buying it, especially if it's not total VR. Get that crap out of here. I'm done with it.
So I just want to let the listeners know that I am the one who sacrifices to make this podcast happen. Adam rarely buys a game. Here I am dropping cold, hard cash left and right so that you guys can hear the real experience. Oh, yeah, Adam dropped $2 on Underfoot Robot Golf. No, so I want to let you guys know, we haven't reviewed Borderlands yet because neither one of us have it. They didn't give us codes, and we couldn't get early access to it. And I want to get this game. I want to pay full price for it. but I have a little something under the tree for myself. It's the new updated PSVR
Kyoto. Oh,
bundle. Yeah, that Adam, a blue pleasure item. No, it's the bundle with Beat Saber and Borderlands. At least I think it's going to happen. I talked to Santa and sat on his lap and told him I wanted it. So, once we get past Christmas, I'm probably going to play Borderlands and I'll get to you. But I'm going to drop money on Ace Combat, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it. I love Ace Combat. I cannot let this pass me up. I'm going to use all of my grandma's Christmas money that she gives me in the mail, and I'm going to put it directly towards Ace Combat. Thank you, Grandma. What a great gift you've given me. I know Adam's an idiot. Thanks for listening, Grandma. I love that you're one of our subscribers. Moving on, Adam. Blind Squirrel Games. Now, they're a company that is known for porting BioShock, one of the most revered titles of recent memory, to many consoles. They did a remastered version. They tweeted recently, "Hey guys, listen up. We have a big announcement coming up tomorrow. Hashtag BioShock. Hashtag VR." And guess what it was? Everybody got real excited. I got pumped. I could not stop thinking about it.
It wasn't VR.
It wasn't BioShock, and it wasn't VR. They were announcing that they were releasing some new card game that they came out with. This is ridiculous. What is that even? Who are you? Who are you? You want us to pay attention to you, Blind Squirrel Game? This should have been my grievance. What am I talking about? I didn't have a grievance today. This was my grievance. This isn't even news. We're not getting BioShock VR. That's news. We're still not getting it. How dumb. Oh, my goodness. Adam, you don't know anything about BioShock. It's like Persistence, but better.
You get got too easily.
I get got too easily. You're right. I got got by Tetris Effect. I got by a lot of other things. I get got too easily. You're right. Speaking of getting got, though, you got by Paper Dolls. You were hyped as hell for that game, and you played it, and it was a total turd. But our good friends at Winking Entertainment, Merry Christmas, Winking Entertainment. We got your card, and we're very thankful. Happy holidays, guys. They released a patch for Paper Dolls. They revamped the controls. Adam, are you gonna double dip? Time is at a premium at the holiday season. Are you gonna dive back in and try Paper Dolls out again now that the controls have been fixed, even though they said they wouldn't fix it?
I feel like I gotta try it again, but it's gonna be hard to get back in it. Like I'm thigh deep in Beat Sabers or Fevers. I'm out on the links just driving, putting, and pitching my way onto the green. I'm slammed, but you're right. I do need to find my way back to Paper Dolls, give her another shot. Hopefully, maybe it won't be as bad as what I first experienced.
Yeah, this is the sad thing about these games. We love that they keep updating these games, they keep adding content, and they keep fixing problems. That's great for people who are coming to this game fresh. Adam and I got to stay abreast of the recent releases. We can't go back and revisit games too often. And, sometimes these updates, they get lost in the wash. We write a review, and we can't really update our review based on every single update and release that comes out. It's disappointing, I know. I want to go back and play Mind Labyrinth VR, but I got other things to play. I got better games to catch up on. I got to get to the top, into the top, if you know what I mean. But they fixed Mind Labyrinth. They fixed Paper Dolls. Maybe if I, just find myself with a wealth of time one day, not going to happen, then I'll get back to it. But let this be a note to developers. If you want a good review, release a finished product first. Come on, guys. You can do it. Moving on, Adam. Our favorite game at the favorite price of $0, Dark Eclipse, has a Christmas update for us. They released 3 more characters. Now, this game is way better than it deserves to be, and they keep supporting it. Adam, have you dipped back into Dark Eclipse recently?
I haven't recently, however, with the addition of these 3 new characters, I think I may have to go back. I really do. I did enjoy it, and it's a good, solid game. That's $0. I'm a little confused why they keep putting out content, because I don't know how they're making money unless you buy the characters, which I don't know many people who would be willing to do that. So I don't understand how they're making money, but whatever, that's not my problem.
So they might have made these characters from the get-go and decided to do like a planned release later, regardless of if people were buying it or not. These kind of games build up a following out there, and then the people that follow it and are in that following are willing to drop money on it. So I imagine, there's probably some people that are playing this game and really enjoy and get competitively. Maybe they're not here in America. It might be Europe or Japan or something like that. But Yeah, I really dig this game. I was reading the press release and I was like, damn, that's another game that I really need to dive in. It deserves a lot more respect than I've given it, even though I've given it almost nothing but praise. It's a fun game. That being said, I think we're done with news. You know, nothing as big as the bombshell you dropped on us with Star Child. I'm still reeling from it. But
It's a big boy. It's
it's
a big boy, and it sucks.
It's a big sad boy, big old lump of coal in our stocking. But moving on, let's find some other stocking stuffers. Week 2 of the PSN holiday sale is underway. So there's a lot of games on sale, a lot of good deals. You know, we're not going to cover them all because we don't have that much time, but I'm going to do some quick highlights for you. First, I want to say Electronauts, $8. That's a fantastic price for a wonderful music-generating game. You know, it's not Beat Saber. It's nothing that's going to make you sweat. It is one of the most chill games, and if you want to feel like a musician or feel the joy of making music, it's the kind of game you can go for. Adam, are you interested in getting this? I know you're not super musical, and it's not going to hurt anybody if you say you don't want to play it, but $8, that's kind of hard to turn down, isn't it?
I make sweet love music to your mom all the time, and we don't have Electronauts, neither one of us. I'm not interested in it because it's not my type of game. So I don't care if it was $2. I wouldn't buy it because I'm not a DJ.
Another highlight, Raw Data, $16. It's kind of expensive, but it's the cheapest you're probably going to find it because there's a lot of content there. Like I said earlier, it's a good game. Just wanted to tip my hat to that. Another game that is normally pretty expensive, $25, but it's worth playing. It's almost like an artistic experiment in VR. It's really trippy and fun and exciting. I think everybody should give it a shot. Pixel Ripped. It is only $12.49. That is a steal. You know, the game's not terribly long, but it's not really short, and you're definitely going to feel like you got your money's worth when you go through it, unless you're one of those dudes who needs, 80 hours to make a game worth playing. So I suggest that. Also, harkening back to one of our awards, Just in Time Incorporated, $4.49. Last week, I gave out $5 so somebody could buy this game. Dude, I hope you're enjoying it. I haven't heard back from you. Hope you didn't just pocket the $5 over PayPal. So
He
please,
hates it.
yeah, please drop us a line and let us know, man. This game is choice, and I went out on a limb for you. Don't do me dirty, man.
And unlike whatever Capato says, he is not light and slim and slender. That branch broke.
Yeah, when I go out on a limb, it's very dangerous and precarious.
And that limb is more limp than his Christmas tree.
Speaking of limb, beat up people with the limbs that you tear off their bodies in Killing Floor Incursion, $14.99. This is another game. Sounds kind of expensive. Well worth it. It's a gloriously violent game. It's pretty scary. It's really pretty. And I wish somebody out there would buy it and friend me and let's play together because Adam says he's going to get it, but I know he's not going to get it. And I'm never going to get to play this game multiplayer. I don't have any friends. Friend me. Be my friend. Maybe you can be on the podcast with me. We can talk about these games together because Adam sure as hell isn't going to play this game with me. Maybe he's too scared. Maybe he's just bad at video games. I don't know. But that's it for the sales this week that we want to highlight.
That's true. I don't know what. Here's the thing, dude. I feel like I've already told you what you should buy. It's 100-foot robot golf. It's dirt cheap. And Beat Fever. Boom. Everyone. Okay, I'm done with that. I just think that it has everything you want. For the sports fans in your family at Christmas, you got robot golf. For those who love music, the artsy types, you got Beats Fever. And then for those who suck and love to overpay for video games, you got Raw Data. We talked about all the games that you need right now, and there you go. But here, I want to start right now with some quick shout-outs. So we got a few comments about our video posts now that we're putting on YouTube, and then just some general things that people contacted us. So Turna23, which is good old Luke, he contacted us and he just said that we're handsome. Mainly he was talking about me. Again, Alex, either he's blind or he's watching another video I'm doing with a man, which I don't think is F me. Of course I would do that. Capato, we want to thank you for mentioning twice that our voices don't sound anything like, or our looks don't look like anything that our voices would indicate. And that you were really surprised. You thought I, Adam, looked like a basement-dwelling troll who lives with my mom, so thanks for that. But apparently I don't look like that, so that's good. I just sound like it. So I guess it's better to sound like it than look like it? Is that true, Alex? Like, what way would you rather have it?
Little do they know you are a basement-dwelling troll who lives with your mom. That's the thing. You get that green screen, but you're not fooling me, buddy. You're not fooling me.
My mom's over here waiting for after the show when you're free.
Yeah, okay. Tell the headmaster I'll be over there right after we finish this segment. Thanks, Capato, for saying I look like a poor man's Chris Evans. You know, I don't care if you're poor or rich. If I look like Chris Evans, that's good. That's good. I like it. I also want to give a shout out real quick. Somebody friended me on PSN. I say my name on here sometimes. His name was Wakenstein, I think. Wakenstein 80 something. I don't know. I don't want to say exactly what he said, but he gave us props on the podcast, and he put Adam on total and complete blast. It was hilarious and really funny. And I just want to say thanks for dropping in my PSN DMs, as it were, and just railing on Adam. He needs it. Maybe you should friend him too and just destroy him.
So I don't understand. How did this happen?
I was playing. Okay, you're gonna hate this. I was playing Tetris Effect, and I got a friend notification, and it was just some person. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't have that many friends, so. And then he was like, hey, are you the guy who does the PlayPSVR podcast? I was like, yeah. And I go back and play, and come back and send me another message. It's like, oh, good stuff. I said, thanks, man. It means a lot. And then he just goes in on you, man, just wrecking you left and right. So I don't know. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's my dad. Maybe it's my brother. Somebody's got an agenda against you.
What? Someone just called. What'd they say? Because I said balls a lot, they called me gay. Is that it?
No, that's not really railing on you. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to reveal it too much. It might hurt your feelings. But yeah, I mean, if you want to say that, Adam, you do mention buttholes a lot here. You do mention have a lot of ball talk going on. You don't appreciate the fine arts of what's your name.
I still don't understand how he found it. How did he know it was you? On the podcast. Man.
I think
you're Ducktown. That has nothing to do with PlayPSVR.
Well, there you go. You just put me on blast too, man. I'm kind of a celebrity, if you know what I mean, man. People listen to us, and they I have no idea, man. I got no idea. All two of our listeners, they can probably not hard to track us down once you get to know it, once you get to listening to the podcast. Oh, enough of that, Adam. Let's go to the airing of grievances. I'm going to start us off, and then you can tell us your airing of grievance, and I'll take us out of here because we're getting long in the tooth today. Adam, my airing of grievance, I railed on two things earlier in the podcast, so mine isn't going to be PSVR related, but I was doing some Christmas traveling. Yeah, it's one of those things, a horrible stand-up comedy routine. I was doing some Christmas traveling this week, and let me tell you, man, I got a toddler with me, and I don't want to take her into the stanky men's restrooms, and I can't really go into the women's restrooms. I feel weird doing that, like I'm invading. Thank goodness they make family restrooms in airports, so I can take my daughter into a restroom, and I have room to set my stuff down, maybe change her diaper, and let her use the bathroom without running into some weird dude. But no, you can't use the family restroom, Adam, because guess what? What the hell is up with grown-ass middle-aged women using the family restroom like they're so special they get to have a whole freaking kingdom when they take a dump? And they come out and they're like, oh, no, I need to use this. You're not handicapped. They got handicapped stalls in the normal restrooms. Why are you in there? I'm sitting here with a daughter crapping and peeing all over me. I walk in there. Okay, first time I walked in there was some hobo in there just like blowing it out. Didn't even lock the door. So my daughter just comes face to face with some hobo blowing it out on the toilet. What the hell? Get that out of here. Second of all, I get off the airplane. My daughter's been holding it. She's trying not to pee in a diaper. She's learning how things are going. She's holding it for like an hour. We finally get to the restroom. Some middle-aged woman just walks on in. I don't know what she's doing. She's putting on her makeup. She's taking a nap. I don't get it. You don't need that restroom. I know the women's restrooms are much cleaner than the dudes' restrooms. Don't lie to me. Go use that palace to its full advantage and let me just like try to struggle with a toddler, trying to drop a deuce after an hour-long. Oh my goodness, it's the worst. It happened to me every single time I went to a family restroom. Some middle-aged woman come walking out being like, oh, I need this because I'm so special and my poops kind of stink a little bit more than everybody else's. Nobody gives a crap. You're not special. You're a you are special now because you're a turd who's going to go into the family restroom when you don't need the family restroom. Oh my God, I'm making a new VR game. I'm starting a VR company. It's called the Family Restroom Experience. And what it is you sit there in the family restroom and you got these middle-aged white women coming in there and acting like they're supposed to use a restroom. They're not supposed to use a restroom. And it's scary as hell because they're walking in there like zombies out of their freaking minds. Goodness gracious. Get a grip, people. If you are traveling with your family and you got a grown-ass woman walking into the family restroom in your party, anybody, not even a woman, a grown person walking into the family restroom in your party and they don't have like a toddler or something with them, smack them across the face. I'll send you $5. You can buy Just in Time Incorporated. Film it. I'll film you smacking them across the face. I'll send you $5 so you can buy Just in Time Incorporated. I swear. God,
or robot golf. Or robot golf.
Or Adam will send you
two robot golf.
Yeah, there you go. One for you and one for the idiot trying to go into the bathroom.
That's right. Okay, for once, I think you might have me, Alex. That was a pretty good airing of grievance. I'm impressed. My airing of grievance, which I think you might – I don't know what you'll think. So I was sitting there watching the YouTubes, and then boom, got hit with a Rift commercial. I got to admit, it was pretty good. There was a song called Change the Game, and there's people playing just a variety of Rift games. There was on the couch, there was like a kid playing the Switch or something that looked like the Switch. It looked very boring. It looked very old school. It looked like something that we wouldn't want to do because it sucks. Very 2D and very uncool-like. And then this person shows up with the Rift, and they start moving. And what really got me is when they started showing Super Hot, because most of the games they were showing to begin with, it was like, yeah, you moved a little bit and you did your little movements, and it was kind of cool. You were in a different world. But once they started showing Super Hot, the people started going all Matrix and moving their bodies and stuff. And then that's when the kid on the couch noticed, like, dang, I just got. Anyhow, the commercial was a great commercial. It showed a multitude of different games. It showed you what VR was about, that you're moving, that you're not just playing a game. You're in a new world. It's the future. It showed it. It was modern. It was edgy. It made me want to buy a Rift. And I already have a PSVR. I don't want a Rift, but that commercial made me want to buy a Rift. Then I watched PSVR's commercials, and I'm like, that's it? Like, Sony needs to get their crap together and really start pushing VR, because everyone we talk to, they know it's the future. There's no way it's not the future, okay? And all the commercials they have are like for Borderlands. It's all game-based. It's not like a look at our system and the games that we can provide. It's all, oh, hey, we got Borderlands. Oh, hey, we got Skyrim. And it's so specific about that game, and it's not people with the headset on moving. It's not showing that it's technologically advanced. It's not showing that it's better than just playing on the PS4. It's lame. If I watch a PSVR commercial, I would not want to buy it one bit. The only reason I wanted to buy it was because I actually got a chance to play the demo, which we've talked about at Best Buy. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have been even remotely interested. And if it weren't for you, Alex, I would have been interested in even trying the demo of the PSVR. So Sony needs to get their heads out of their butt and do something, because I think it's advantageous for everybody if they start advertising and get more people on board. More games will come out. Better games will come out. More studios will get on board. It's better for everybody if they do their job well, and they're not doing it. They're getting out-rifted by Rift, who comes up with some awesome effing commercials.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. It gets my goat too, man. Because here's the deal. I'm eternally grateful to Sony for releasing the PSVR. You know, I saw an article saying, did Sony save virtual reality? And to a degree, I think they did. You know, we were in an era where these games were cool with the kind of tech demos. The Google Daydream's not great. The Samsung Gear VR isn't fantastic. It's interesting. But PSVR was a way for a lot of people to get VR in their life, and Sony's not pushing it. I tell you, Sony of North America is one of the worst PR. They have one of the worst PR firms I have ever seen for a video game industry. It's ridiculous. You see the support that PSVR gets over in Europe. People are clamoring for it, you know? They get all these awesome games released physically. They get that sweet-ass mega pack that came out with like 5 games, and over here, you can't even contact them. They don't have, hey, Sony, listen to us. We do a podcast for freaking free for the PSVR. We could be helping you guys out. You guys are idiots. Get your head out of your butts. You're right, Adam. You're right. For once, talking about buttholes, you're right. These guys need to get their heads out of their buttholes and you start thinking straight. Here's my idea. Adam, we need to do our own PSVR commercials. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make our own PSVR commercials, and it's going to be about personal experiences. You know, they have these demos set up at all the malls and stuff. They should take advantage of this. You know, you put somebody in VR, you play them the kitchen demo, and you get a reaction that you could record, and you could just put that reaction without showing any gameplay footage on YouTube and just put a PlayStation logo at the end. People are going to buy that. You get a picture. You just record somebody for 15 seconds playing Rush of Blood, and they're just like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and they lose their mind. Record it, put it on there, put a PlayStation logo at the end. People are going to buy it. Do it with Beat Saber. Show somebody bending like Neo in the Matrix, like you said, super hot. It's awesome. You know, Astrobot's fantastic. Superhot's fantastic. Borderlands, Persistence, these are amazing games, but it doesn't sell it when you just show a standard gameplay footage. Yeah, it looks like a 2D game that's really good. That's not what you do. I don't want to see what the game looks like. Nobody wants to see what the game looks like because 2D footage does no justice. Show us what the gamers look like playing the games. Show us how they're bending and weaving. Show us their reactions. Put that in a commercial. Sony, hire us. I'll take $1 million my starting salary. Thank you. I love you, Sony.
And what was really annoying is that the commercial I saw, I mean, obviously some of the games are cross-compatible, so they were showing raw data, and they were showing super high. It's like these games that Sony could show too. So it's not that the Rift has way better games. It's just I don't know what the heck Sony's doing. Maybe they don't care that much. I don't know. But it's really annoying, and yeah, it's the same thing with like the whole IGN. It's like everybody. I don't know if people just don't care, if they don't think it's the future. Maybe we're just total homers, and because we love it, we're like so biased. I don't know what it is, but it's a shame, and it sucks because they're losing money, they're losing support, and I think it could be a bigger deal if they would just do your job. Don't you want money? Like, I don't understand. Whatever.
I think it's it's a testament to PSVR and its quality that it's able to succeed as well as it has without Sony, having any idea how to market it. These demo stations, maybe that costs money. That's a decent way of marketing, but there's the video advertisements they're displaying. I don't need cool gee-whiz graphics. Just show me what somebody says and does when they play it for the first time. That's what's going to sell people on it. That's what's going to make people say, I want to get my head in the headset and go to a mall and play it and then walk down to GameStop and buy it. That's what's going to happen. Good.
Show a 12-year-old beating you. That's what I want to see.
That's right. Let me record that.
Yeah.
Butt handed to me, emasculated. Show me becoming a Christmas fairy.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you, Adam. Well, that being said, I want to thank everybody for listening to this week's episode, the Christmas episode of Play PSVR, the podcast. We hope it was exactly the gift you wanted. They say it's the thought that counts, but I think the audio was actually what counted in this. And you got a little wrapping, a little ribbon on top with the video if you're watching the video. So check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And you know what? If you forgot to get somebody in your family a little something for Christmas, you forgot to put a little thing in their stocking, do this. Grab their computer, grab their tablet, grab their phone, and log into iTunes or YouTube or whatever and subscribe to this podcast for them. They will thank you. Trust me. And you know what? Pull up your family. You're opening gifts, you're eating Christmas dinner, stuff like that. Cuddle up around each other, maybe in front of the fire, get nice and cozy, and put this podcast on and listen to us as a family. Become our family. We are one. And like a family, we just want to interact with you and experience life with you on places like Facebook, and Twitter, and Twitch, and YouTube. You can find us. We are PlayPSVR. One word, baby. Leave us a review on iTunes. Send us an email, playpsvr@gmail.com. We promise it's not spam. We love to get that feedback from you guys, and we love getting our stocking filled with your sweet and sour words. You might even get a shout out if you're one of the good ones. And speaking of a shout out, we are out. So thank you for listening this week. I'm Alex. For Adam, this has been Play PSVR, the podcast, where virtual reality is our reality. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.